This video is about managing the application lifecycle in WorkXpress. You can easily produce a build application, you can deploy it to testing, and ultimately you can deploy it to production. WorkXpress has some simple, easy to use tools. For example, click to create a test application for a test app. And it also has a much more robust tools, such as under the I Want To button here for more advanced features such as the version history and activity log, copying applications from one cloud to another, moving applications, detaching applications from a cloud, destroying applications, etc. But for now, let's say that we've spent time in this application, we've developed it, and we're ready to release it to testing. Well, we don't have a testing environment yet, so all we have to do is click this area here, and it'll give us the steps we need to do to release to testing. So our release notes is the additional version to use when creating the testing application. We'd put our notes here and we'd say what we changed. So I'll just say initial version. If we want to, we can give it our own icon. Then we say what cloud we want to put it on. So for example, I want to use my existing cloud called Test Cloud. But I could also set up a new cloud, public or private, or I could use someone else's cloud, such as WorkXpress's. So I'm going to hit Add and Close, and it will begin the process of spinning up a new testing environment and deploying version 1 of my application, since that's the version I was on, into testing. And what we'll do, we'll follow a similar process when we release our testing application into production. So again, it's releasing from build to test, it's setting up a new test environment, and it will import the version from the repository into testing. And when it's done, both of these indicators will light up here shortly. So we can see that the build application released its version to the repository, and you'll take note that it automatically incremented version 1 into version 2. So now we just have to wait for version 1 to get rolled out into the testing environment. And there it is. We can see our testing application is now live for testing, and it is version 1. Meanwhile, we can continue to build further in version 2. If we wanted to release version 1 into production, we'd follow the same process by clicking on this icon. Later, if we want to release version 2 into testing, we see we now have an arrow here that says Update Build from Testing. We can simply click that arrow, and we can give our release notes, made a bunch of changes, and we can hit Go. And the system will update version 2. It'll release it to the repository. You can see that it incremented the development environment to version 3. And then after version 2 is released to the repository, it will roll that out into testing, and testing will then be version 2. So you can see our build development environments now in version 3, our testing environments now in version 2, and at any point we can click and release to production. This concludes our video on the build, test, and deploy application lifecycle management features of WorkXpress. I hope that you'll find it to be very easy.